Chitrik Academy is dedicated in loving memory of Rabbi Tzvi Hirsh Chitrik. Welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to learn from Amar Lei until Umezal. Let's recap a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. We had learned in the Mishnah that if someone places something in Rishus Harabim, a jug or a barrel, uva achar, and someone else comes along, v'niskaba, and trips over it, and v'shavra, and breaks the barrel or jug placed in Rishus Harabim, Potter, he will not be responsible. The question the Gemara had asked is why. So let's put that on board. The first question, the Gemara asks is why. Why is the person who walks down the street not responsible if you break someone else's jug? So far we had learned three answers. The first one is Rav, who says that our Mishnah is referring to a unique case where the entire Rishus Harabim is full of barrels. And if someone is walking down the street, they cannot pass in Rishus Harabim, and therefore they are allowed to break the barrels, and they will not be responsible. This is the opinion of Rav. The next opinion we had learned is Shmuel. And Shmuel says that our Mishnah is referring to a case where it's dark. Therefore, a person walking down the street generally needs to watch where they're going. However, because it is dark, he cannot see and therefore will not be responsible. The third answer we had given is Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says that our Mishnah is referring to a unique case. And the case is that there was a turn in the road. A person was walking along the road over here, and he did not notice that there was a barrel right over here where the road turned. Therefore, because he could not have noticed, therefore he is not responsible to pay for the barrel that is broken. Today we are going to learn of a fourth answer, which is very different than the others. You see, the first three answers, according to all of them, they all agree that in a regular case, a person must watch and look where he's going, and therefore, if you break something during either according to Rav when it's not full Rishus Harabim, or according to Shmuel during the day, or according to Rabbi Yochanan on a straight street, in such a case, if a person who breaks it would be responsible because a person is supposed to look where they're going. Ula says that a person is not responsible to watch where they're going. A person does not need to walk in Rishus Harabim making sure that no one left anything in Rishus Harabim. Let's just add Rabbi Yochanan to number 3 so we can have it clear. Yochanan. That is Ula's opinion. Let's see that in the Gemara. Let's start the Gemara from Amar Lei Reb Abba. Amar Lei Reb Abba Reb Ashi. Reb Abba told Reb Ashi, Hachi Amri b'Marava Mishmei de Reb Ula. This is what is said in the city of Marava, which refers to Eretz Yisrael, in the name of Reb Ula, that the reason why a person is not responsible if he breaks a jug in the street, if he trips over a jug and breaks, he is not going to be responsible. Fishe'ein darkan shel bnei adam, it is not the way. It's not the way people act. U'yispeinin bidrachim, to think constantly and check where he's walking. And therefore, if a person does place something in Rishus Harabim and someone else breaks it, he is not responsible. They're not responsible. Let's write this down. The opinion of Ula. Ula's opinion is that a person does not need to watch where they are going. Does not need to watch. Does not need to look where he's going. Now the Gemara is going to tell us that these cases actually happened in different cities. And what was the halacha? Have uvda b'Naharda, there was this case in the city of Naharda, where a person was walking the street and broke someone else's objects that were in the street. V'chayiv Shmuel, and Shmuel, who was the Rav of Naharda, told the person who broke the object that he is responsible to repay the owner for his object. That's one case the Gemara tells us. B'Pumpadisa, in the city of Pumpadisa, also happened a similar case. V'chayiv Rava, and Rava, who was the Rav of Pumpadisa, told the person that he's responsible to pay. Now the Gemara analyzes. Bishlema Shmuel. Shmuel, it makes sense why he said that the person is responsible. Kishmaite, because he goes according to his opinion. What is Shmuel's opinion? Shmuel says that the only time a person will not be responsible for breaking someone else's object in the street, which that's the case of our Mishnah, is when it's dark outside. However, if it was during the day, a person would be responsible. And in the case of Naharda, it was during the day, and therefore Shmuel says that the person who broke the object is responsible to pay. El Rava, what about Rava in Pumpadisa? Why did he say that the person is chayiv? Lema k'Shmuel, Svirale? Do we say that he holds like Shmuel, and therefore the reason why it's chayiv is because during the day, or not? That's the Gemara's question. Amar Rav Papa answer is no. Rava does not hold like Shmuel. Rather, he says that the case in Pumpadisa was Karna Da'atz Rahave. It was the corner where near the pressing house. Kivan de b'shus kavde, because people have permission to place their barrels on the floor, they have done it with rishus. He should have watched and go, and then move on. Meaning, let's get some more space. Rava could really hold like Ula. Rava could say that in generally a person does not need to look where they are going. However, why did he say in his city, in Pumpadisa, that the person is chayiv? Because he says that there's a certain corner, a certain area in town where there was the place where they would press olives. It was a certain area. For example, let's say it was right over here. This is the place where they would press the olives. And if there wasn't room inside the building, people had permission to wait outside the building. And they would wait with their barrels on the floor because they're waiting to go into the building. Therefore, because in this area people have permission to place their barrels on the floor, therefore, a person who's walking along this street knows that in this area he must be careful. In generally, he holds like that a person does not need to look where they are going. If it was on a different street, then they don't need to watch where they're going. However, this area specific, because people have permission to put down their barrels, the person should have watched where he is going. And this is the end of this lesson.